James said he burns Palo Santo, and I have some right behind him. So I thought, what a wonderful thing to do to bring some of his ritual into our time together. Phil Phails for you. And while you were talking, I thought, what would it be like to pull tarot cards with James?
Let's do it.
And I'm just going with it. Wonderful. I'll put this here.
Do you know how to read tarot? Is that like, do you understand the landscape of the cards?
Does anybody really understand the tarot?
I certainly don't.
Well, I have books that help me, and I have learned quite a bit. I do pull tarot cards pretty regularly. Shuffle those up. This is the Wild Unknown Kim Cran's tarot deck, and it's really expression. It's got a lot of expression, and like she takes a lot of liberties with the.
It's a beautiful deck.
It is.
I think I've seen that before.
It's really good. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll pull one for you, one for me, and one for us.
Okay.
And I don't know what they mean. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
So you shuffled it. Why don't you cut it wherever you want, and then, or just take the top card. The card you pull is for you. And I'm going to shuffle them up. And I'm going to take this card here, right here. This is my card. Boom. And then I think, what do you think? We should take one for us. How would we do it together? Yeah, I love that one. That's the one we picked together. So which one was the one for you?
Well, it just says 6.
Let me see. So this is the Six of Pentacles.
Okay.
All right. The Six of Pentacles is the one James pulled. We're going to talk about. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
We're improvising this. We're doing this, James. Oh man, this is fun. So Pentacles as a suit, Pentacles it's the element of earth. And it symbolizes physical resources like the body, values, practical concerns, material goods, property, forms of monetary exchange, things that sustain us like resources. That's what it involves. And then the numerology of 6. So with these, we've got the minor arcana that goes from ace through to, ace to 9. And then you have the I'm afraid I'm going to say these things wrong, but I'm just going to run into it. But then you also have the king and the queen and those.
Okay.
But from ace to 10, you have all these are part of the fool's journey. It starts with ace, the fool's journey. And I failing and somewhere on that fool's journey, and you're with me. You're with me kind of at the beginning too, my fool's journey, because you're like my 14th guest, I think.
Perfect.
And I imagine that's pretty close to the start. 6 is a number that corresponds with contentment, harmony, and community. I'm going to read it real quick. The 6 of Pentacles. And I'd like to figure out like how it relates to you in your life now, if it has any meaning. It says 6 of Pentacles, give and take, generosity, prosperity, good fortune, and cooperation. This card represents generosity and sharing resources with others. It also points to a time of financial security and balance. It represents a time of good fortune when you can afford to be charitable. It heralds good times ahead, particularly in financial and material areas, given, it's Pentacles. Pentacles are all about resources. You can profit from cooperative ventures, combining your talents and sharing resources for the greater good. This card can also represent philanthropic. There it is. Projects or providing work for other people. You could think of this as the win-win card.
I love it. Hey, I did pretty good with that one.
Man,
I'll take it.
Tell me about it.
Well, it just feels good. I love the idea of community. you should come sometime. Every month I host a creativity gathering here in Austin. It's all about creativity and community. And it's a place where people can come and share their own writing and singing or whatever it is. It's called Sunflower Club.
Heck yeah.
And it's just a decentralized platform for people to share and express. And that's my favorite thing to do, is to hold space for that group, because it's not about me, it's about all of us. So I feel like I'm being generous with my own creativity by holding space for people to express their own.
Heck yeah.
So I love the idea of that win-win, abundant community. Because really what I want to see is these sunflower clubs spread across the world. And they already have, I've published the how to host your own, and we've seen sunflower clubs pop up all over America, in New Zealand. So the idea of sharing abundance in community resonates with me quite a bit, and I love that idea.
Heck yeah. It resonates with you.
Yeah.
And when I think about Be Here Now, I think about how you're giving your time to my show and this way that on another podcast. What was that alchemist quote you said?
Something about I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
It's from Paulo Coelho, and The Alchemist is when you truly commit to something, all the universe will conspire to make it happen.
And what I'll say now is you are the universe in manifest here conspiring to help me.
Thank you. Well, we all are, because you're helping me. Podcasts are the ultimate mutually beneficial platform, because I get to share my message and film this, and then you get content for your podcast. So we both win.
Heck yeah. The win-win card.
Absolutely.
Okay. I pulled the Two of Swords.
Cool.
It's a pretty cool card.
It does. Yeah.
Man, let's see. Swords represent, and have you ever done this before? Like pulled tarot cards in a
No, but I like it.
I do too. I've never done this either. So the swords, I think if I recall correctly, the swords are it's like sharpness of mind. But I'm going to read it. Just make sure it's the air. And they symbolize rational thinking, logic, analysis, communication, and the power of the mind. I like it. It's good. The number 2 is partnership, union, balance, and imbalance. Kind of that binary between balance and imbalance. 2, that would make sense for 2. And the Two of Swords is, let's see. Flipping through pages. Combine resources, courage, faith, friendship, conflict, and balance. 2s generally signify balance or conflict, as well as pairing. I think of the Two of Swords as the blind faith card, because it can represent courage and making decisions based on your own truth. And in some cases, spiritual guidance. Yeah. The upright 2 can symbolize balancing the right and left hemispheres of your brain, combining intuition with intellect. Oh my God. Drawing this card may mean you must make a decision and need to call on both. This 2 can also advise you to take off your blindfold and look at a situation honestly. Man, I think of this card in relationship to the show and just where I am in my life. This blind faith of I'm going to embark on this journey. I have to find some new way to contribute, some way to give back in my life, some way to I need to farm something different. I got to stop farming 1s and 2s, software, and start farming something else.
Well, here we are.
We're
doing it.
The Two of Swords. I think that's a great card. Wow. Okay. And now we've got the join card for both of us. What did we pull? That is Death. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful card to pull. The Death card. That is an interesting card. Let's see. 13. I feel a little nervous. I noticed my hand shaking a little.
The number is 13.
Okay. Oftentimes folks feel nervous about the death card.
Well, I don't know a lot about tarot, but I hear that the fear around the death card is very exaggerated, and it doesn't usually mean
Literal
what
death.
we associate with death. It can be a very good omen. So I'm curious to see what it says.
What do you think when you look at the illustration there? What is on there?
Well, it's a skeleton of a bird.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks
Ominous. Let me see.
a little scary.
Yeah, that I invite death meditations regularly whenever I'm feeling something's huge.
What is a death meditation?
It's just, I think it's being with my own mortality, being with the impermanence of all of this.
Sure.
I'm gonna die.
Yep.
I hope it's not today. I hope it's not in these moments we share together. That could be traumatic for you.
That would be a little traumatic.
So I hope that, but I am going to die. No one gets out alive.
Yes.
And so, there's these ideas that folks have a near-death experience and then they start living their life.
Yeah.
Well, the death meditation is the near-death experience we're inviting at a moment of our choosing.
Interesting. I like that.
To be near death.
Yeah, I think that is a healthy and scary thing to do, but I like that.
Well, we're going to invite a little death meditation
We're going to
right now as I read the death card. So death, transformation, metamorphosis, an ending, sacrifice, loss, and rebirth. The death card tends to frighten people when it comes up in a reading, but although it looks scary, it symbolizes a transformation at work. It rarely predicts physical death, although it may reference a death or loss that has led to a transformation for you. Some decks picture a Grim Reaper, skeleton with the Sith, grinning toothily and wearing a black hooded robe. The Rider-Waite Smith deck, which we're not using, it shows a skeleton with a black armor riding a white charger, suggesting the ongoing cycles of life and death. So the death card signifies the end or death of a cycle. Whenever a stage in life ends, you need to mourn it. Trying desperately to hold on to what's clearly over causes trouble. Jobs end, relationships end, children grow up and move away from home. Change can't be avoided. The ultimate message of the death card is the promise that new life follows disintegration. You're experiencing a metamorphosis. Think caterpillar to butterfly.
Beautiful.
I think so.
So we're at a moment of metamorphosis and transformation and new beginnings. Mm-hmm. So why don't we, the two of us, and even the people that are listening to this, why don't we just take 10 seconds for a moment of silence for the past phase of our lives that has now come to a completion, and the precipice of this new journey ahead of us with new beginnings. We'll step forward into that fully embodied, and we'll just have a 10-second moment of silence for the people that we used to be and the phase that we have now completed.
I love it. Okay. Are you going to count or am I going to count? We'll feel what 10 is.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I love that, James.
And now here we are on the new precipice of the next phase of our journeys.
This is so fun. I think you influenced me. I think this is like the fun and play that's in your poetry, underlies your everything you share, and I'm playing already.
Yeah, it's fun.